Hello, and today I wanted to answer a common question that I get all the time, and a question that I got a new instance of last week, and that is, what laptop do you recommend? Now, first of all, I want to say that I'm going to give some general guidelines that have worked for me in the past, and things that I would recommend that you consider from personal experience of not considering them or not considering them enough. These are going to be pretty much basic things that are not going to break the bank and will be included on a lot of laptops, but we're still at the stage where they're not included on all laptops, so I still feel saying them is worth a lot of merit, really. And I'm also going to come at this from the perspective that you're buying a Windows or Linux laptop, as generally if you're asking me about this because of the choice factor, most of the questions that I've gotten haven't related to Apple laptops, but I can certainly do another video on that. But I'm just going to focus on Windows. So what I'm going to do is basically give some of my impressions on what I would recommend you look for in a laptop and why. First thing is a dual core processor. Now I've seen this at the sharp end kind of, because I did buy a computer with a unicore processor because it was a low price, and it was actually a higher clock speed on that one core than most of the other computers in this house, but not having that dual core made a massive difference. Now, certainly not all, very few applications actually are optimised for dual core, but I think just moving around in these modern day operating systems themselves, you'll really notice a difference. So that's just my thing. I definitely look for a dual core processor. Again, these aren't things that are going to break the bank. They're just things that are pretty standard in a lot of laptops these days. But like I said, I still believe that merited saying, because some people still make the mistake of not getting them. The next thing, for me at least, is memory. You've got to decide how much memory you're going to use. This is specifically the Windows or Linux world. We don't have this problem in the Apple world, but basically with Windows you have two platforms that Windows can run on, 32 and 64-bit. 32-bit can only handle 2 gigs for sure. It can handle 3 gigs maybe, but it depends on how your BIOS is configured, and it also depends on the memory address space that's taken up by your video cards. 64, however, can handle 4 gigabytes and up. Now, the disadvantage with 64 is that there's less software compatibility, although on my 2070 iMac I have been running 64-bit, and even with the smallest of utilities I've had very little problem with software compatibility, so that's certainly improving. So that's one thing you might be wanting to consider, how much memory you want, and thus whether you're going to get 32 or 64-bit operating system. If 32-bit operating system is being advertised in conjunction with 3 gigabytes of memory, then it might work, but there's a chance that only 2 gigs will be recognised by your operating system. So that's something to keep in mind. The last thing that wasn't really a problem for me up until I got my 27-inch iMac, but now I find it really difficult to kind of go back, is a high resolution screen. Now, most laptops, or at least most, and I'm not talking about this from the perspective of netbooks, by the way, I'm talking about it from a perspective of low-end netbooks, low-end notebooks to desktop replacement computers. But a high resolution screen is really important to me. Most of the laptops in that category come with a standard resolution of 1280 by 800, which is what I've got on most of my standard laptops in this house. But since I've got an iMac with a resolution of 2560 by 1440, I really can't go back now. You'd be surprised how quickly you become accustomed to desktop real estate that a high resolution screen gives you. So on a laptop screen, at least not yet, you're not going to be able to get a resolution of 2560 by 1440. That's just not possible yet, because that's one of the highest monitor resolutions. But I would highly recommend that you look for a minimum of 1920 by 1080, because you can that will allow you to at least view HD content. Another thing that again, when I consider kind of linking to that, is the GPU you're going to use. Now, on most laptops, you're not going to be able to play the highest end games with, even if it's a discrete graphics GPU. But in this day and age, I would highly recommend a discrete graphics GPU. So those are just my considerations that I consider when I'm buying a laptop. If you have any, please feel free to post them in the comments to help people out, and be sure to make a video response if you want to do it that way. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'm Tom Rogers, obviously, and if you want to see kind of more of this, you can go over and visit my blog at www.technobuffalo.com/futuretech. That's kind of more written, kind of more in-depth stuff, and there's some stuff that I'm sure could help you over there. So thank you for watching this video, and bye bye.